Have a look at this, you lot. The last time I came here, this was a lovely old church. There wasn't any scaffolding or anything like that. But now there is. And you know what? It's been there for a very long time. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a crack in the window frame. Just underneath that bar there, that pole, there's a crack there. Good old McDonald's has been erected down there. Now this has been, it's still being looked after. Must be part of the old wood. This has been like this for a long time. Oh look, there's all the tiles laid around in the things. Now, as I drive past every day, I notice this has been like this for a long time. So I was hoping that it hasn't been left like it because they ran out of money or whatever. It's a bit random, isn't it? So we've got a couple of old church stones there for some reason. And it goes all the way around now. Look. They've left a little entrance there so you can walk in. Please ring the bell. Now I was really hoping that it hadn't been left like it because, you know, of an issue of some description. Because every day I drive past this and it's always the same, and I think to myself, oh no, it's got no roof. Especially with all the rain we've been having. That window is lovely. Hope they don't ever accidentally smash it. It's a nice bench. Love that little bench. Looks like the little garden thing's still being looked after, apart from that broken one down there. Oh, lovely. Is this the one that says it's always open? I can't remember if this is the one. Oh, look at that. Especially, maybe it's like a little bug garden. Another one down in there. What does this say? On the 4th of June we will be worshipping. From the 4th of June we will be worshipping the concentration of St. Peter's and St. Paul's Swanscombe whilst our roof and monastery work is completed. The service times are. So obviously not using this church then while the roof is being done. All the old tiles. I wonder if they have new tiles as well. Hope not, because the old tiles are lovely. Anyway, that's enough of that. Very nice though. after looking at it now, it looks like it is actually ongoing. I was worried because, as I say, I've been driving past every day for like past 3 weeks and nothing's ever changed. That roof on that side is always exactly the same, the tiles are always the same, nothing has changed. And I thought to myself, oh man, I hope they haven't run out of money or something's happened, because there's no roof on that church and we were having a lot of rain recently, and with all that rain, you know, it's going to start leaking and causing problems, and that'll be the end of that. So it looks like it is actually happening still though, so that's good. That's what we like to see. Don't like old churches going into ruins. Look at the state of this shop. It's got like bits missing, and I've just been in there to get a bottle of water. It's not bad, but there's a squashed egg jug down there. Look, can you see it? It must have there. Oh, it says focus found. It must have crawled along the side of the curb, and someone, maybe even that van, came along and squashed it. Oh man, poor little ledge jog. Anyway, let's go from the slum of wherever we are and enjoy ourselves. Bloody Jesus! You won't believe this, right? Well, you look probably already know. I haven't done this for a little while now, but a few month or so, a couple of months. But bloody, I found some change, right? In my little change pot I had a bit anyway, and then when I was cleaning out the car the other day, I found a quid underneath the mat and that, so I put it in this thing there, and this morning I see it and I thought, I'm going to go and get myself a hot chocolate, or maybe a mocha, right? So I went in the shop, got one, here it is, Costa, yeah, whatever. And I was lucky I had £3, lucky really, because it's bloody £2.85 now for a medium, or they call it a regular, don't they? £2.85 for that bollocks. What? I'd already set myself up for it, otherwise I would have just said no, I'm not paying that, but I was already excited for it, so I got it anyway. Luckily I had £3, you know, in change, otherwise I couldn't have done it. But Jesus, it's like £3.20 something for a large. Unbelievable. Absolutely shocking. Righto, let's go. Oh, check this out. I think I've taken you lot in here before. I can't remember if I actually released that video or not, but yeah, this is like a new housing estate which I was involved in, and it was just, when I come, it was just a big hole, and it's all been filled up now, it's got houses on it. But the trouble is, if you look, they've all got posh cars, right? Everyone's got really posh cars, really expensive posh cars. So the problem is that, you know, these houses are expensive, and no one, not just any old person, can afford them. You got a nice little bit of garden and stuff, and a pond and all of that out there, but the thing is, you know, they're, because they're so expensive, because, you know, the houses are, you know, they are expensive, no one can afford to buy them, you know. Only the posh people, you know, you can tell that they've got a lot of money because they've got expensive cars. Either people that are massively in debt, or, you know, to get all of that stuff, or they're just well off, which is brilliant, absolutely fantastic. People do well, which is excellent. But, you know, if no one can afford to buy any of these houses, which, you know, arguably aren't all that good anyway, it's a problem. I think, you know, in my opinion, there's too many of them anyway. I mean, there's far too many houses everywhere. I mean, now I'm going through a street now. This is an old street, obviously, from, well, you can't see it, but from the 60s. I'll show you. Hang on, it's difficult to flip this camera around when it's attached to the steering wheel. There we go. So, This is an old street, probably built in the 50s and 60s, something like that. And these are crowded enough. But even all of these ones, you know, because we've all got cars these days, you know, all the cars are parked along the side of the road. Sorry if you can't see properly, the camera is physically attached to the steering wheel, so it's you know, it moves when I turn. But you know, as you see, you know, all the cars are all parked along the side of the street, you know, all the side of the road, and even on this little thing here, look, you got cars parked, and it's crazy, man. If they're gonna build actual new houses, what they need to do is, hang on, let me move you. You're on like an arm thing. Anyway, what they need to do is they need to get the land what they've got, build less houses, but have more space attached to those houses. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious what needs to happen. I don't know why they're not doing it. You know, you could probably fit where there is now 2 houses, just put one nice size house, you know, with a garage and a driveway for 2 or 3, maybe 4 cars. Because most families, you know, when they grow up, they have kids, the parents have a car, and then, you know, one of the kids grows up and then he or she has a car, and then, you know, maybe another kid has a car. Before you know it, you've got easily 3 cars. A lot of people say, oh, you know, these families, bloody hell, do they really need 3 cars? Well, the thing is, they're not all theirs. You know, it could be the kids. The kids have grown up and now they've got a car. So before people judge, they need to think of perhaps the circumstances. But what I'm saying is, God, I'm trying to steer with you lot attached to the steering wheel. Hang on. Yeah, that's what they need to do. Why are they building these houses that are all so close together? Some of them have, as you saw in that little bit there, some of them have a minuscule driveway where you can fit 1 car, you know, but it's not even a driveway. They're shared bloody parking spaces. You know, it's ridiculous what they're doing, you know. It just doesn't make any sense. There's too many houses, so they build more, fair enough, you know, economy and all that. They've got to keep the building supply people, you know, working. They got to keep builders working, fair enough. You know, building houses is not the problem, but it's the type of houses that are built. They're so small and they're in such a crammed in space. Fitting all those houses into just one little space is mad. Because then everyone has a car these days. They're all just spilling out onto the street and it's just a mess. You know, it's the fact, it's the truth. I'm not a negative person, man. I find it really difficult to be negative, but sometimes there is no positive to a thing, and to that, all the houses crammed together, no driveways, you know, no personal space, because they're all so close together, no gardens. There is no positive. There is actually no positive to that. Not one single positive. If anybody knows a positive to that, please put it in the comments, because I'd like to know. You know, they can't turn around and say, oh no, well there's not enough houses, there's too many, you know, so bloody hell, there's too many houses, you know. But I think that's very, very crazy. And I think it's quite sad in a way, because there's also a lot of older houses that are just not doing anything, where they could be, you know, people can go and live in them. But the trouble is, the way humans are, what they want is they want everything to be new. Humans want new. A lot of people won't buy an old house, you know, and put their mark on it. They won't want it. They want a new house. And, oh man, it's just a crazy life, really, isn't it? It's a crazy old life we live in. It really is. No, I really don't understand why they can't literally just take what they're doing is good, but instead of building 2 houses, let's just say one section of bit where there's now 2 houses they've built, just do 1. and have a big enough driveway for the cars that people are going to have. And if people haven't got cars, they haven't got to buy that particular house. Or if they have, or if they like the house but don't need the driveway, it's down to them. They can develop it and do whatever they want. Put a garden there instead of a driveway. You know, it's just ludicrous, really. I think it's a waste of space. You know, when we're in a country like we are in England, space for us is limited when you compare to other places like America. You know, massive countries, Australia. You know, where their houses, you know, they've got loads of land around them. Just a house with loads of land around it, and then over there's another house. You know, but over here space is limited because we're a small country. You know, and as it is, nothing's going to stop anybody, these companies, building houses, because, well, it's all about money, isn't it? It is. It's about money and routine. You know, what they do is build houses, so they won't diversify and say, oh, well, there's enough houses here now. In fact, there's too many houses in this country, so we'll do something else. We'll build something else, do something else. They won't do that. They're like, we build houses, that's what we do, and we build houses everywhere. So they just keep building houses, and now we've got too many. Now there becomes a time when you can only fit so many things in one space, and that's the unfortunate thing. You know, it's just lucky at the moment that there's a lot of nature land and grassland and meadows and everything like that, which are being saved and not being built on. But I can easily see in the future that'll all go. You know, it's supposed to be all protected and all that bollocks. You know, green belt, that went out the window, didn't it, years ago? And yeah, it'll happen, because it just will. It's all about money. That's why they put so many in small spaces, because one house equals dollar, equals money, regardless of what it looks like. Because there's just, don't know, really, some people, the new houses I suppose are good for a stepping stone, but if you can afford it, they're bloody expensive. You could get an older house for a lot less money. Yeah, you might have to do some renovations, but you could just live in it and be grateful for what you've got. You've got a house, so be grateful for it. You know, you haven't got to, you know, change everything. So yeah, it's a crazy world, it really is. And with any luck, in, you know, the near future, they'll stop building houses, and then we can save the country. You know, save the country basically from just being one great big concrete and brick place. You know, when you look back at, well, those of you might be old enough to know what it was like back in the times before loads of homes were built. But now, when I look back at videos and photographs, it looked brilliant, man. You get like a few houses dotted here and there, loads of land, you know, little old roads and all that kind of stuff. But now all you see is houses everywhere. You can't walk anywhere without seeing a house or a home or a person. Yeah, it feels sad. It makes living, it does actually. It makes living somewhere like this feel sad, you know, sad. And to be honest, I think it makes people want to come here less. Why would anybody want to come to somewhere like this where you've got nothing but houses? Surely you'd want to go somewhere where you can get some peace and quiet, you know. Crazy. That's why I think it's mad that you get all these people coming from different countries. They think, oh, England is brilliant, you know. But then they come here and all you've got is bloody houses everywhere, people everywhere, and just mess everywhere. Yeah, if I was going to pick a country to go and live in, I'd pick a country with loads of land, you know, like loads of open spaces, you know, when you can go and buy yourself a house and you've got a massive garden, You got a driveway, you can put all your cars on to your heart's content. You got gardens, playing with your kids, etc. You know, space around you, not got people all the time everywhere, you know. If they were to make this country like that, probably get more people want to come here and live here, you know. But then again, they say there's too many people coming here and living here, which there is, really. Anyway, what a lovely day. I'm out of here. I wanted to show you not that church because I was really hoping that it hadn't been abandoned, and I don't think it has. It's quite clear that it hasn't. Well, when I say abandoned, I don't mean abandoned as in naturally abandoned. I mean the work abandoned because of an issue. It looks like it's ongoing, so in the next few weeks, when I see progress with that, we'll go back and visit it again, and we can see that old church. I can't remember how old that church is. We've been there before and I've seen it, but I can't remember if we looked to see how old it was. I've got a funny feeling it's not all that old. It's probably old, a couple of 100 years, but I don't think it's all that old. The one in Vans that was built in 1304, some bollocks like that, that is an old church. Yeah, 1304. What is that? It's like 900 years in it or something like that. Crazy. What on earth was the world, was this country like here then? It's mind-boggling to think back that far. But anyway, I'll show you lot. So take care, take it easy. Remember, we're all the same. Look after each other, treat everybody how you want to be treated. Yeah, and it doesn't matter who anybody is or where they're from or what they are or anything like that. Just treat them nice, and we'll all have a happy life together. Take care. See you later.